Slight, I'm gonna try and explain a few things. If I stick my arm out like this to Levi, he can go for a regular armbar, like you just fall back for an armbar. He can do arm bars like that, right? He can also do an inverted armbar. So he's gonna crank down on my elbow. Both of those, of course, cause reactions, but this one's gonna cause me to do a couple different things, okay? And so Levi and Devin are very good at attacking this elbow. Garrett's good at that too, like, ow, right? And you gotta be careful of that. Like sometimes people will do that, just rolling with random people, right? They'll snatch you off right here too. If you're too lazy grabbing deep in the back of the collar with a straight arm, you can just easily do it right there. Ta. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta tuck your elbow. You gotta be smart about how you stick your arm. If it's at his chest, he can't do that move to me. He can't submit the arm bar. It's not on his shoulder. You guys get that, right? So in the same sense, when I grab his belt or push on his hip, he can't make his hips go past my elbow for an arm bar. Or even if it's like this, right? Arm bar, right? So my elbow's gotta go past there. So if I were to hold on to Levi's belt, try and arm bar me. My elbow is too far back, even if he gets his legs over my head. You see what I'm saying? So with the knowledge of that distance, I can keep him away. Now the other thing about pushing with my belt or my hand on the hip is I also, let's say I'm gonna start to go do this, right? So I circle past Levi, steering wheel past Levi, right? So I can do this. I can also do this with the hand on the elbow. So he doesn't arm bar me or put me quite in any triangles. And I can push his hips away. And then Levi tries to see right there. That's what I'm talking about. See how I'm pushing his top hip? So it's hard for Levi to make it over. I just need the extra second that he doesn't have to clear passing. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay, so also, I'm just kind of explaining an overall game. I can be here with the sleeve and the collar, do the circle pass, and Levi might choose to put me in spider guard over here. Yeah, there you go. And you might get entangled into this position while you're trying to run around this guy. He's also gonna try and get his bottom leg involved, right? He constantly wants to do that. See how I'm crawling around him? I can also deflect his leg, whether it's this way or this way. And then again, I'm back in this fight to get away from him and come back on top, or some of you guys like side control. So I was joking the last couple nights, and I call it the long crawl instead of the long stab, right? Because I'm running away from him very calculated, right? Making sure that he's not putting me in triangles, arm bars, my elbow's not all the way inside, that kind of stuff. So the classic circle pass you guys drilled with first, that's originally how I learned it. Let's go back to this arm bar thing, okay? Levi and Devin, they have a couple different ways they attack this arm. And if I ever turn away to avoid it, I give up the omoplata and the sweep and stuff like that as well too. He can also sweep me towards mount and blah, 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 right? So that's gonna be my reaction now. Well, what's the end result? I'm sucking and he's even better, right? That's what the end result of that is. And I talk about this a lot. Sometimes when I'm in subs, I counter fire. I fight fire with fire, right? So I'm a long dude, I'm stuck in there sometimes. I gotta do something about it instead of just running. So what I'll do is I wanna get a pen grip. He may be cranking on me, it depends on how soon I catch this. Even if I just thumb grip it, push it here, block my hand, push his leg away, if I have a circle grip, whatever, but I'm gonna shoot this arm through. So crank on me a little bit. I shoot that arm through so that my elbow comes to the ground. He can no longer submit my elbow. I defended that and I come on top. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what I would choose to do on people who do that to me. Now, if we're sitting here playing butterfly guard and I know that I want to get that back grab, because it's really hard for Levi to get away from that. This is called the Georgian grip, like Georgia the country, not the state. A lot of those guys do over the back throws in judo, so the judo guys will call that the Georgian grip. The Sambo guys call that the Georgian grip. Okay, it's the middle of the back. It's not his belt. I'm not sitting here fiddling for his belt. I care about grabbing cloth and turning his body. You get what I'm saying? So if I can get this, if I'm fiddling with this collar and I can get over the back, that's money for me. He's not coming back from that. Guys, I want you to notice I have his arm completely 100% pinned. Like he's stuck with this arm. Usually I'm going, all right, what's this dude gonna do? Or I come back up like this, or arm, like I got his arm. I got paper cutter options, right? So for the upper belts, and we'll get into that arm bar in a second, but let's just learn it this way. So I'm grabbing that cross-side pan grip, and I got the collar, and I shoot past the collar. Boom, I start turning my hips already. I'm trying to clear his knee, right? I'm trying to clear this bottom hook. When he has this hook here, if I do this, he stays sticky, right? He lifts my hook. If I turn my body like this, he has no more hook. So by turning my arms and also trying to get my hips past his knee, I'm passing his guard. It's like old man jiu-jitsu at its finest, right? So I'm here, I grab, maybe I'm grabbing the collar, but I make that back grab and I'm sliding over him and I'm like this. Does that make sense? So if we can do that a few times, then we'll get into the armbar counter and how I want my elbow to specifically land so he can't rotate me all the way back over and maybe go flying like a stuck pig, you know? So collar and pant leg, get my initial closest grip set up. I'm not gonna come up and approach a guy and be like, hey dude, you know what I mean? We're gonna be hand fighting. These are readily available without too much commitment to him doing some other game than me. If I told you to go get over under on him, he has a game there. He doesn't have too much of a game here. He has distance grips too, you know? But then I'm gonna go whoop and edge past him and come back. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Ready, set, 2 times and switch.